When I go to weed my garden, I leave a lot of things which other people might think are weeds. But to me they're not, because I want them there. I want the purslane there. I want the wild ageratum to be there, so that in the fall I see that beautiful blue. But I'll pull out the grass or something that's in the bed. So it's garbage or trash is just something out of place. It could be a very big thing, but it also could be very small. And it's that seeing which is in place, which is out of place, and I don't know, making that order that corresponds to what's in your heart, and it would be different for every one of us. Anyway, those are the things I was thinking of.
Yeah, dig, get to the floor! No! And I'm going like, but the question is, where is it? Where is it? It's like your hands. Join her. Come to dig. Yes, I want to go. Yes.
I was feeling like I am the mud, but now I'm just on the mud. And I'm excited my family's arriving today, sometime, some very rare, when, we don't know when. So I just feel a little alert to that. And I enjoyed meditating in their space today, and I began to wonder, is there a specific spiritual tradition that drives Schumacher? So,
I was a Suvin member.
Oh, interesting.
Closeted
Closeted
Suvin.
Suvin.
I mean, I say closet because I don't think many people know. Except Suvin.
And then I already told Mary Lee that I woke up this morning with a flicker of a dream or an idea, I don't know what, but it was all of us behind umbrellas. And it was all of us looking at maybe the other half of the group. And then it was sharing umbrellas and walking under umbrellas, really passing umbrellas. I also happened to have a translucent throwaway poncho. And I thought if we all had translucent throwaway ponchos, we could wear whatever we want.
Almost, what I'm hearing right recently is this almost a kind of competition about an uneasiness with over-gifting or under-gifting, sort of competitive gifting. And that at any given point, there was a lot to this particular project, and I feel like we got a pretty good, like didn't wake up this morning thinking about 25 more things that I wanted to know, you know? Like, I got it for right now, and I'm ready to listen to and do other things. And I don't think it's your burden to figure out what the rest of us have to do. But I also don't think that we should feel bad that we didn't watch anything else last night.
I'm just trying to find my own center in all of this and stay present and know, I guess, what it is that I'm here on the planet for. And I think that's the big thing for me right now. And dealing with so much, there's so much possibility now. And I don't need to know how to motif.
But I also wanted to say something about the motifing. Because I was motif resistant as anybody else when I was going through the program, and I'm certainly not very good at it now. But I have come to appreciate this in ways that I think the world needs to understand too. And it has to do with what I said last night. It's about the details. It's about the details and the specificity of what's happening in any moment. And all right, so you guys didn't really need it, to look at it, to recall and understand the details and the specificity of whatever it was that was going on between you. But here it is. It's data, right? And so if we look at it, what do we see a lot of? What keeps coming back? What keeps repeating? What keeps bubbling up? And yeah, so that's what the world needs to understand. That's what I tried to do with the New Yorker article. That's what I was trying to say to Lizzie in the New Yorker article too. There is data here. There's real, serious, deep information in how we are in the world. And I don't know that that's necessarily a predictor of where we need to go, but there's certainly information about where we are right now. And I have a quote from Bonnie on the outside of my door about the question and hearing the question clearly, that I really value, because I think that that's really what she was saying with this quote. You have to hear the question clearly in order to begin to answer it. Until you hear it clearly, it's just jumble. It's discharge. It's here's specificity. And inside specificity is pattern. And inside pattern is the dance.
Movement discharge.
Right. Movement discharge, right. Right.
Yeah.
So that because I would like to see it, what we do, focus somewhat to get a message across in some way. And for me personally, to make the audience make a shift. Whether it's taking their shoes off and walking in the wet grass, or just that they make a shift. So that would be maybe a goal of mine.
John's playing his cowboy hat.
I was just thinking that maybe before we go out to have a short kind of summary of what. I mean, I was trying to at some point, because I got my thing out really early. I was clear, and I could pick up a couple of themes here, and I thought, well, maybe I can share them. Maybe there's a summary. I don't know. I was.
Potential themes, should we do that?
Yeah, well, it's more like a mind map, really. It's it has. I have potential is a big thing. Yeah, potential. Then responsibility. How that's kind of a dynamism. Potential, responsibility. How are we going to take responsibility? What are we going to do? How are we going to take action? That came from yesterday, actually. That wasn't today, sorry.
Okay.
And going the first step was still with me from yesterday, but somehow that resonated again when you spoke. And letting it flow.